Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through some of the noise and get to what's really important. Today, we're looking at some, well, pretty fascinating material. It's from a piece called Laughing Logic, The Fanatics of Confusion. And this source, it gets into two distinct groups. It uses these very specific labels, culturally rooted ones like Andbacht and Chuslims.
Mhm.
It's examining their patterns of, let's say, extreme loyalty and what the source itself calls confusion.
Right. And our mission today for this deep dive is really to understand the characteristics, the common threads the source is pointing out about these kinds of behaviors, and maybe more broadly, what this might tell us about, critical thinking, how we consume information today. We're definitely focusing on the specific examples the piece uses to make its points. We're not here to endorse any viewpoint or, frankly, the labels themselves. It's more about the human tendencies the source seems to be getting at.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. The source starts off describing the first group, the one it calls NVACs. It says they're like folks who believe their leader is half human, half Google. What really struck me here and where it gets deeper is how it shows the psychological strength of these really deeply held beliefs. Like it gives this vivid example. If the leader supposedly says, go eat mud, the reaction is apparently with or without masala, sir.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is how the source uses that to highlight this unwavering loyalty. This isn't just about politics, really. It points to a broader human thing, rationalizing, conforming, especially when you have strong group identities. It feels like a classic example of how that sort of tribal loyalty can just override basic logic sometimes. The piece goes on to say that even if the economy crashed, they might call it a masterstroke.
Right. Or the other one.
Or if tomatoes cost more than gold.
Yeah, the response would be, at least onions are loyal. That line about the loyal onions, it's darkly funny, but it does sort of nail that tendency, doesn't it? To find any silver lining, no matter how absurd, just to defend a core belief. And, kind of ironically, the source notes this group loves data, but only when it's not from official government sources. That points to a very selective use of information, right?
Oh, absolutely. It really speaks to this deep need for coherence, for things to make sense, even if you have to build that coherence yourself inside an echo chamber. And what's striking is, okay, the target of the loyalty might be different between groups, but the underlying mechanism, that unwavering belief, even when evidence says otherwise, that seems pretty similar across different kinds of, well, uncritical thinking. Which brings us to how the source portrays the other group it labels Chuslims.
Okay. So moving to the second group. The source describes them as, and again, this is provocative language, overconfident keyboard jihadis who skipped science class and majored in WhatsApp University.
Hmm.
Now, setting aside the label, what do you think the source is trying to highlight about the behavior there? Is it just overconfidence or something maybe deeper about how certain